Hello. Sorry about that. I forgot to unmute myself. Today's going to be one of those days. Whoops. Sorry about that. I'm going to put my keyboard back. Definitely going to be one of those days. Sorry. It's me, a friendly neighbor alien, stranded here on the third up from sun. I got a star. I just had lunch. Took a little longer to cook than I wanted, but I had lunch. That's why we're starting late. And I'm just full of scuff today. Okay. So today we are going to be making the wig for Puppet Karu. So, as you can see, as a puppet, I'm bald. So that's what we're going to do right now. I'm going to start working on a wig. Okay. So where's this pattern? Ugh. So I have this pattern, and we're going to cut out of foam and make a wig cap. I'm going to just glue it with a hot glue gun. I got plenty of craft foam, most of it yellow, some of it from Joann's. But I figured I would use this stuff. We got it for a project last year that we ended up not needing to do. So, yeah. And I'm just gonna cut it out with scissors. I think. No, I put that back in the box. I'm not taking out the box. So, yeah. Let's start by making the wig cap. So I'm using this as a wig cap. This is the foam head for. This is the same shape as the head I have. So, I'm just gonna hit it with a ruler after this. Do some measurements. Hit it with a ruler. I'm gonna say this is a weird week for me. Yesterday felt like Monday because I did Skyrim, and today feels like Thursday because I'm doing the Handcam. Even though I know for a fact today is Wednesday, and yesterday was Tuesday. The week feels so compressed. It's also been raining the last couple days. Okay, I need to cut 2 pieces of this out. So now it doesn't matter. I'm not going to worry about flipping it because this is going to be. You know what? I'd feel safer. I'd feel better flipping it. It's me. I don't need to, but considering this is going to be under all the hair. I'm just going to put a there, right? Move this over here so you can see what I'm doing better. But yeah, I am just a weird week. Reason why I'm doing this today instead of tomorrow is my. Oops, sorry. Try not to flip you off. My partner has a doctor's appointment in the later part of the morning, so neither of us know when we're going to be home. How long it's going to take or anything like that. So instead of, trying to rush and get prepped for stream. I figured better to do it today. Okay, where's my ruler? I didn't pull a ruler down. I should have pulled the ruler down. Oh, I'm gonna grab my ruler. Okay, puppet. Tape. Okay, kind of want it from about there. That is what? About 5.5 on the front. And then I was thinking about like to here. So at about 11.5. I just wrote it on the label. And that's in centimeters. No, this is not going to really help. This is more of a straight edge. I just realized it as I put the tape back. This is just rough. I would have gotten my curved ruler out for this if I had been thinking completely. But I don't even know where my new curved ruler is. I think I'm going to go like that. And then I'll trace it from there. I'm just going to cut this out with scissors. I don't feel like so hopefully this works. So like that. I'm not going to do a curve. I'm just going to kind of eyeball this. There. At least give me a guide. Okay. This should work. We'll do a quick test once I get it all glued up. If I need to cut more, I got plenty of yellow. And I got plenty of this. Man, I miss Joanne's. I only got a few sheets of the stuff I got from Joanne's left. In yellow. Nope, nope, nope. Ooh, nope, nothing else fall, nothing else fall, nothing else fall. Okay. Oh, okay, I only lost a chopstick. Sorry. The toolkit hit my my pencil jar. Okay, so just gently cut it. Okay. And I'm going to make sure this fits the head appropriately once it's glued. But I'm not going to start gluing it yet until I get some of this foam out of the way. Okay, I figure this can be used as a stencil also. Pretty close. It's weird to think as a VTuber I miss Joanne Fabric. But as a crafter, oh man, that was the store. That and the Ben Franklin crafts that was in the area. I miss that too. That had like the best drawing stuff. That's where I got all my Copics. But at least the people who owned the Ben Franklins in the area still have, or at least last I knew, they still had a business in the area because they opened up a frame store right next door to Ben Franklin. I know because you could just walk from the frame store into Ben Franklin and vice versa. They set up a door in between. And I think that frame store is still around. And it's really nice. Especially for the photography people. People like my people like my mom who are into photography. Not a professional, she's a hobbyist. And now she's like not even posting anything on the Facebook or anything. And the only reason why is AI. I mean, honestly. Okay, let me grab my hot glue. Glue sticks. I'm just gonna put that here for now. Might need that too. My toolbox is pretty empty today. I mean, I only pack up the tools I'm going to need for a particular project into there. And a particular stream. There we go. Whoop. Toolbox. Put it in the wrong spot. Okay. Okay, get the hot glue gun heated. That's my fabric stick. That's the glue stick. Whoa. I let my partner use this for the costume for the con. I might need some more glue sticks. Just regular old mini glue sticks. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I am going to glue the dart, and then glue together. So while that does that, I am going to put my scissors away prematurely. I'm going to cut out some strips. And what these are going to be for are going to be to just put on for connecting. And I figure it's a good use of some of the scrap. Okay, I think that should be enough from this piece. Okay. Enough of that piece. And yeah. So like a piece here as a, kind of a connector. This is something I did back before I had all the access to all the cosplay foam. I would do this with craft foam. I don't think I have any of those things I made from that foam left, but and then I might like attach it to one end and attach it to the other. I'm just gonna attach it like up near the top of the trim. But yeah, it'll go on the underside. And then when it's all done, what I'm gonna do is glue strips to the underside of right there. Okay, I need to take a quick look at this here. Okay, I'll just mark them. Okay, I'm using low temp. Because I just feel safer using the low temp on this. And it doesn't need to be perfect. Okay, where's that thing? Nope, nope, nope. I should grab two. Okay, been a while since I've had to do this. If I had to, I meant to. Doesn't have to be perfect. This is going underneath. It just needs to be able to, this has to be functional. A little tight for my fat fingers. Don't fall this time. Plus, low temp is not going to burn me as bad as high temp would. I'm going to do this in just small batches. Come on. Come. I'm just going to, you know what? Screw it. I can sacrifice my fingertips. I keep knocking this thing down. No wonder this thing was on clearance. Pro tip. Don't buy hot glue guns on clearance. No, I'm just going to save a little bit of money. Buy a glue gun on clearance. Kinda wish I didn't now. Kinda wish I had my partner's hot glue pen. This is what this is for. It's just to help protect the fingers. That's it. It's not going to be perfect. It doesn't have to be. Okay. I'm not saying I was smart for that, but I think that worked. Better than intended. Once again, this does not need to be perfect. This is going underneath. I have to remember that. No. What? I really should have put one on my thumb. I'm going to grab one of mine. The ones that are in the bag of my partner's. They're a little tight, but this is the fattest one they had. Which for my fat fingers. Now this is going to be underneath one layer of strips. It doesn't need to be perfect. I have to remember that. Okay. You know what? Better idea. I don't know why I just did that, but There we go. Give me this piece. This piece will work. Okay. It's the trying to remember how I did this. It's been a couple years since I really made a puppet. Most of it, I'm getting pretty easily. Not all of it. Most of it, I'm, like, okay, I'm remembering what to do. This, not so much. I've only done a couple of foam wigs and puppets before. And the last puppet I made was furry. Hot glue and a dream. That's what I got is hot glue and a dream. This is why you watch my streams, so you can watch me burn my fingers on hot glue. Okay, last piece. Glue in. Get glue. Glue. Stick. If I was doing this for like cosplay or something, contact cement. I gotta make an outdoor setup here so I can do contact cement on stream. Plenty of ventilation outside. Okay. Oh, this looks so ugly. But it doesn't have to be perfect. It does not have to be perfect. Okay. I'm gonna get this off my finger. Ah. Ah. Okay, I think that'll fit fine. Yeah, I think that'll fit fine. Because everything's just got to attach to this. Okay. So the wig cap is done. I'm going to leave this over here. The wig cap over there. Actually, I'm going to grab the wig cap for a second and a piece of foam. I just want to get an idea on which way to go. Okay. Dog hair all over it. But yeah, I'm going to go from like here that way. And I'm just cutting these strips and I'm going to trim it to the wig cap. But this will help hide any gaps. I don't want any gaps in the hair. I'm going to get a different sheet for that, though. I will save that sheet for when I have to do the long ways because I got some room. Yeah, I'm in. Here's some of the Hobby Lobby stuff. Ugh. Unfortunately, they're the only place around. And both me and my partner prefer going into a place than ordering online. Especially when it comes to craft project stuff. Part of part of the fun of a craft project is wandering around the store and coming up with an idea for a craft project. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm not making exact length or size. I'm just going to try to make sure they're straight. I'm just going to mark them with a pen. Try to get them like roughly even, but you know what? This would probably be better for an X-Acto knife. I'm gonna go grab an X-Acto knife. I think they're not too far away. I should have started with my X-Actos, but I didn't. Oh no, scissors will be fine, I say to myself. When getting everything gathered together the other day. Now that I'm here, I'm like, X-Acto knife would be good. Okay, I'm gonna grab my big ruler. Big ruler. I'm just gonna slip that into my crate. Headphones. Use that knife. Should be good enough. Okay, I'm gonna start with just a few strips here. And I'll probably just glue them at a few spots. But I think this should be good enough. I'm gonna start with, I don't know, maybe 10. Just trying to eyeball this. But I figure for my hairstyle, this is for the stuff that's slicked back and then tied into the tail. I'm trying to give this my hairstyle. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. We'll start with 10. 'Now. I'm going to go move this. So I'll start with these 10, and I'll cut more as needed. So what I'm thinking, take one of the ones with the pen, is a small little dab hot glue. And I want to put the first one like right in that center to help cover up that seam. And I'm going to put one, like right there. And then right in the back. And then I'm going to cut the, you know what? Yeah, I'm going to cut them. This will help hide any gaps. This is not, I'm not going to attach a ponytail to this. I do kind of want to have some natural hair to it. I'm going to cut when I get to the next piece, or when I get all 10 of these done. And I'm not going with even, because even would be boring. But this should work. I was thinking about just doing this like directly to the head, but then this morning I'm like, oh, it might not work. So I decided instead to do this. But I mean, you can see there's going to be some gaps, but because of the yellow there, and then when I'm ready to do it to the head, I'm going to go like this. And then like maybe right here or so. Have it stick out for the tail. And I figured this would work better. That way there's no gaps showing. I don't want gaps showing. I'm just going to do this. I also have the AC in here, so if I start muting myself, it's because I'm turning on the AC. last week it was getting a little warm in here. And then it's like, yeah, I might need to get the AC set up this time. I'm gonna get lots of little strings, but I can clear that off. I'm not too worried. It's hot glue. I gotta get into my head that it doesn't need to be perfect. There's one thing I missed doing this year at the con. So it's not a big con, mind you. I mean, they did have a pretty big cast this year. I was impressed. Um, they had Mark Wade. Kind of impressive to get him, at least in my mind. But they might have like one or two cosplay guests. And in the main hall, the guests, well, like maybe have like a mannequin or something displaying one of their costumes. And I like looking at it, especially if it's EVA foam. I like getting my eyes up close to it. Oh, I think I touched the glue. But I like getting my eyes like super up close to, getting up close to it and looking and going, oh, I do that too. Oh, I do that too. And notice all the same little, not mistakes, issues. Just little minor things that I notice with mine and seeing it on somebody who's like a guest at a con. Well, that makes me feel so much better. Now, I'm not trying to make this match hair perfectly. I figure something like this will help hide gaps. So much strings. So much strings. Pull the strings. As Bela Lugosi once said. As Martin Landau, as Bela Lugosi once said. Then I'm going to cut and see if any of those smaller pieces can be used. Whoops. Oh, wrong side. Not a problem. I'm not too worried. Doesn't have to be perfect. Got to get that through my thick head. I'm going to say that is a problem with me, is getting it doesn't have to be perfect through my thick head. Like, I still want it to be perfect. No gaps. Everything just looks great. Everything's aligned perfectly. It looks as good as something from the Jim Henson Creature Shop. And I know if I got close to something from the Jim Henson Creature Shop, I would see all the little flaws that they have. All the little flaws that they have and live with. Because it's not going to show up on camera. But I always feel so ashamed by my stuff. And yet here I am doing it on stream. Now I'm just going with the line there. So okay, I got that one. But I'm also not a cosplayer. I'm somebody who does cosplay occasionally for fun. Who makes puppets for fun. I'm not entering into any competitions. This is just more for personal gratification. Sorry, didn't see me putting the glue there. Nope. There we go. But now you can start seeing my vision. And then when I get the second layer on, I'm gonna put bangs on like right here. You know, sticking up, but I'll show you how I'm gonna make those in a bit. Ow. A little dab will do ya. Okay. Like I said, this is just the inner layer to help hide the wig cap. Oh yeah, that'll be plenty. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I'll start doing the side. They're going to be connected slightly differently. I'm going to start with this side. Meh, meh, meh. Wah, wah, wah. I'll get you, you bat boob. Sorry, I was channeling the penguin. Wah, wah, wah. That'll be relevant in the next batch of Ranger keys, actually. The good thing about using it, just the craft foam, is it's so thin it's very flexible. I don't have to, do exact cuts or stuff. I mean, this is still the stuff that a kid would use. For school for whatever projects the parents are getting for them, for the crafty kids. I think 4 will be good. And I'm gonna go down for the next few. Hey, look, Donald Trump's head. And empty. Just like the real thing. I'm going to trim these pieces because these pieces might be useful in this section. I figure I can use these pieces just to fill. Will this piece still be useful? Not right there. Okay. I should get the hair dryer out. I don't want to use the heat gun on this. But the hair dryer might get some of the stringing away. This piece will work like right there. I'm hoping this works. I'm hoping this looks good when it's done. I mean, I'm going to be honest. I'm really hoping this is going to look good when it's done. If I can get this off of just 10 pieces, that'll be great. Sorry about that. I had beans. I don't know if you heard the honking. It's the time of the year where we got heavy construction projects going on all over the place. So we got heavy vehicles going up and down all the roads. Okay. Keep knocking down my hot glue gun. Well, I'm stuck with this glue gun until it dies. That's the only way I can justify buying a new glue gun. So I did 4 that way. And I have 4 left. Now, I might have to cut more. But we'll find out soon enough. Let me mark it up. That way, when I'm placing it, I have my markers. I mean, the bangs will be up in front. Lots of hot glue being used in this project. Lots of hot glue. Yeah, I saw a post today, and that somebody used, there's probably their skills in hobbyist mechanics and engineering, Arduinos and stuff like that, to make a animatronic skeleton move in reaction to the real life inputs from VTuber technology. Probably from the same Unity libraries that VTuber tech is based off of. And it's like, oh, finally somebody did that. Because I was thinking, all this stuff's gotten so cheap nowadays. Well, now it's getting more expensive, but it's been, fairly, hobbyist friendly recently. And why hasn't somebody done that with like a puppet or something? Use, the same VTuber tech that I'm using generally on a day, on my normal streams. Basically capturing data from whatever software. In my case, Warudo. And turning that into, well, like a motion control puppet. And streaming with something like that. And I thought, oh. But somebody actually did it. Mad lad actually did it. And I think it's pretty cool. It's me more going, why hasn't somebody done that yet? Not that it was like an original idea or anything. It's like, oh, why hasn't somebody done this yet? That would be so cool. Somebody finally has. And it's so cool. I mean, admittedly, it looks like it can only really move its head and its jaw. I mean, it's a skeleton. They got a Halloween decoration skeleton and used it as the base. So it can only do so much. But still, kind of cool. That's finally happening. I do not have that kind of talent to do something like that, or the knowledge. I have no clue how to read an electrical diagram, for instance. But there are people who do. Ah, I cut off my finger. No, I didn't. Don't listen to me. Found out today that they're, not doing a Christmas special for Doctor Who this year. And that the production team that's pretty much been part of Doctor Who since 2005 is leaving. I'm not seeing it as bad news. Maybe it means that Chris Eccleston will return eventually. And that just makes me happy because his terms for coming back was that pretty much that entire production team leaving. And I like that. If it means we get some more Chris Eccleston, I'm all for it. Now I'm going to be putting a second layer on soon. I'm only doing it this way I'm doing this layer, and it's just more of a, keep some of the lines in place, but hot, make sure very little is showing underneath. You don't need to see the wig cap. And if I do my job right, you won't see the wig cap when I'm done. Yeah, I might have to go get some more glue sticks. Oh, I don't want to. I don't want to go back to that place for a while. I mean, I gotta get picture frames too. Affordable ones. I really don't want to. I really don't want to. You know? I'm trying to clean up some little chunks of glue here. Maybe this way I won't have string everywhere. Might need to cut some more. I think I can make it with what little I have. But I don't think I'm going to need to cut more than like maybe one strip. I mean, I don't have much left. I got like 2 small chunks, and I don't have enough to cover up all these spots. I'm gonna cover up what I can. And I'll cut like another strip, and I can cut that into little bits as I go along. Should, if, that's a big if. My calculations are correct. I should get the hair right. I'm gonna put that like right here. Yeah, I don't need too much more, but I need a little bit more. I'm not sure these pieces will work. I mean, maybe over here, get like one of these pieces in. But right here, I'm gonna need a little more. Maybe I can use some of these. It's a little darker yellow. You can't really. Oh, you can tell. Good. But it should hide that. I don't really want to have to cut more for this layer unless I have to. Unless I have no choice. Okay, there we go. I think like that will probably work. I think I'm just going to do that. That should fit good and well enough. Let's hide that one little gap. There we go. Using up scrap to the best of my abilities. Me and my weird schedule this week. Okay. And I'll put that over here. Ow! I have bare feet right now. Okay, I'm gonna take these little pieces. I might be able to use that sometime on this project. Get some of this cleaned up. Okay. Now there's gonna be more than 10 strips on this one. Okay, I'm gonna get a drink. My ruler, then a drink. I'm gonna start with about 15, maybe. Yeah, 15 should be. I'm gonna take this off. I feel ridiculous with that on. Oh, my finger's sweaty. My finger is sweaty. Oh wait, I'm gonna go lengthwise. No, I think this way will work better. First things first. I want to figure out. I'm gonna put this back on the head here. I'm gonna put that on the head. I'm just marking a seam. Try to line it up. Something like that. So, I'm thinking. I'm gonna take a look at my model here. Let me open up. Let me open up some software. I'm getting hot glue everywhere. Come on, open up. You're not gonna see it. I will. I'm gonna go turn my head over to my other computer screen here and look. Once it opens up completely. Okay, let's change the model. This model will work fine. It's pretty high up on the head. Okay. So, like, maybe about here. So, I'm going to glue from down, up, back that way. I'm just trying to glue, like, around here to make the tail. Then I'll cut and I'll attach a tail or something. Okay. Okay. I'm going to put you over here, I think. Okay. I'm going to start with 15. 15. 16. I'll start with 16. Mm. 2. Three. 4. 5. 7. 8. 9. 10. 11. 12. 13. 14. 15. I'm going to start with the 16 here. No. 16. 16. Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna glue like down here, like up there and right there. No. And like right above that line. And then what I'm gonna do is I'll do the companion piece from the bottom. And that does not have to be perfect. In fact, I might just make all that kind of uneven down at the bottom there. And then, when I'm done, I will cut. The front, I'm going to try to keep somewhat even. Oops. You know what? That should be fine. I mean, honestly, I don't want to have to. But this time, I'm not going to be cutting around the base of the wig cap, at least around the back. Kind of want that unevenness on the back. More of a jaggedy. I mean, this is hair, after all. Front, I want to try to keep it somewhat even. I've never done this before, so this is me just trying to figure things out. I'm also not going for exact shapes here. Into that tub, maybe. And I cut more if I need to. Now it's kind of, you can see, kind of got a little layering to it, which is why I want to go with 2 layers. And so that'll give it a little depth. Right about there. That'll give it a little bit of depth. And a bit of style. Because hair is not exactly uniform. But it's also got a little bit of depth. Okay. Now I kind of want to start heading up this way. I'm going to start like right about here and just start going up that way. Hmm. And then I'll cut some lengthwise pieces to attach at the back here. Actually, you know what? Maybe I'll save the rest of those for that. I just had no. I'm gonna cut some more lengthwise pieces. The tail is nice and long. I want the tail to be kind of long. How am I gonna attach this? How am I gonna attach this? I'm thinking snaps. I'm thinking that might work. No, I shouldn't have put this piece in yet. Carefully remove it. Nobody will know. If you don't tell them. Okay. And I go this way on the back, right? And that'll help give it a little more in the back. Yeah. I know what I'm doing. I'm figuring it out as I go along. It's like, I kind of find it weird. There's like so many artist VTubers. Not that I have a problem with that. Don't get me wrong. I love it. There's so many people who will do like drawings and stuff, and they'll be like this beautiful art. And they'll do like your character here commissions and stuff like that. And then there's me. Making a puppet. Making ranger keys. Making ball jointed dolls. My next project is a mask. Okay, I'm gonna go up this way, I think. and start going that way. Gonna add a little thickness at the back here for a little bit, but I don't want it to be like a flat surface. You know, I want the tail. I may even keep the tail this length, but I want the tail to have a little bit more texture to it, a little more roundness to it. Maybe not texture. I'll quickly repair. I'm gonna go this way, I think. Maybe like right here. Oh crap! This didn't stick. Give it a second to cool off. I'm getting too much of a rush. Get the back done. I'm doing some on the front. Oh yeah, I'm definitely gonna need to cut more. Okay, all this stringy glue all throughout this. I'm okay with it. No, I'm not. Obviously. Ah, hot glue cobwebs all over the place. You know, it's not hot glue in this room. Or not cobwebs in this room. It's just hot glue. Yeah, something like that. Okay. Last one. And then I gotta make more. Like I'm thinking right about here. Whoops, I did not stick to the bottom there. I mean, this is just going to happen, unfortunately. But you can see there's like a gap there, and it's kind of hiding the gap a little bit. Kind of masking it a bit. Kind of what I want to do. That's why I kind of went up like that, too. Just kind of hide and get some shape and definition. Okay, and I'm going to go up for the next ones. Okay, I need a drink. Any way I can fix that? That's getting really annoying. I don't know what's like on the screen on there, but to me, that is getting annoying. Is there any way to do auto on that? Any auto off on that? Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't look like. Yeah, yeah, that might help. It's just getting annoying. It's like, yeah, that's better. The white balance is was automatic, and I never changed it from auto. But now that yellow looks a lot more like the proper yellow. Okay, I did 16 last time. I'll do more. I'll do another 16. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 15. Almost. Okay. Now you're getting a better. I'm just getting a couple in there. Maybe like right about I always give my puppets the most complex hair. Most my alien puppets. No, I can't be easy. Come on, back you down in there. That'll give it to that. And then I'll do something similar there by starting to, go into here. But when I'm done, maybe I'll make like a band or something out of like, I don't know, a different color. I'll go see what I got in the cupboard. Sorry, I just want to shake it around a little bit. Kind of fun to shake. I think I'm just going to go that. Yeah, I'm going to go up from here and go this way. Yeah. I'm going to get the back done first, though. Now, I'm not going to remember how to do this exactly on the other side. So, probably not going to look exactly the same. But I'm going to be honest. I kind of like doing this in a foam wig instead of trying to get wig hair to do this. I want to put a little glue, like maybe right here. That's to help keep that from sliding around so much. Yeah. think what I'm going to do is do something like that instead. Yeah, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to glue it down at the bottom now for the rest of at least for the front. And I can get up tied up into there. Yeah, that might work better. For the back, I think what I do is fine. But then I can put a strap or something like around. Okay, I did one like around there, and then the back, and then the front. Okay. It's just me trying to remember how I did things. I always give myself such a challenge. Why can't I just do wig or fur hair? Why can't I just get myself some long fur and just do fur hair for puppets from now on, huh? Oh, because that wouldn't be fun. Well, screw you, me. I'm cursing myself out for this. I realize I'm not nearly as clever as I want to be. Honestly, though, to be perfectly honest, I think this is turning out kind of fun. It's gonna be the wildest puppet wig I've made so far. And I mean, honestly, kind of what you want. You don't want to be making just one thing. Um, wig might be a little back heavy. I mean, it's a ponytail. It's all the hair's the back. Well, ow, 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 ow. I touched the glue. Maybe right there. We're gonna need to make another 16. Okay. Last one. So I have to cut more. Maybe about here. I think I got. Okay. I'm gonna have to cut more. I'm gonna move this down here for now. Move this over here. This one sheet is getting so small. I'm definitely gonna be using. I mean, if I can make this with one sheet, one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, I might be able to use that for something. Okay, I'm almost done with the back right here. Where I was. I had to check. I had to check. Oh, now I just gotta do the front. And then I'll start cutting proper pieces here. The front I am just gonna leave as is. Like I said, this is not going to be exactly the same. Okay. I think it'll look fine. I don't think I'm going to need to add any more to the tail. In the velvet darkness, the blackest night, burning bright, there's a shining star. No matter what or who you are, there's a light over at the Frankenstein place. There's a light burning in the fireplace. There's a light, oh, in the darkness of everybody's life. Darkness down the river of life's stream. Slow Morpheus slow at the sun, and light comes streaming into my life. into my life. There's a light over at the Frankenstein place. There's a light burning in the fireplace. There's a light in the darkness of everybody's life. Mm. Mm. Sorry for the impromptu song, but gotta sing along to the Rocky Horror Picture Show. I mean, come on. Okay, I'm gonna see if I can find some foam for the. I'm gonna tie everything up at the end. I have some ideas for colors. I'm just gonna see if I have them. I'm just gonna try to bend it a little bit this way too. Okay, I was thinking the blue. This is left over from Rio's hair. And since this is similar, this is pretty much one of my colors, I use it as the tie. And maybe like to right here. Okay, I'm gonna just get a marker. I'm just gonna do a quick mark at the bottom. Okay. Okay, I'm going to glue that on first, I think. And then put some glue from there to there. There. And that gives it a little tie in the back. Okay. Now I got to make bangs. So let me take a look at the front of the hair here. Get a couple of larger swoops on the right eye, and some smaller swoops on the left eye, and of course my pink streak. I'm gonna on top of that AC unit. No. I'll just put this over here. Maybe. Put that over there. Okay. I don't need this or this. So it's kind of a thinner swoop there for the pink. For that, paper. So I think what I'm going to start with, let me add something here. Window. Okay. Okay. Okay, opened up my spring model in there. I'm gonna shrink that down soon. Where is it? Let me maximize that so I can see it a little bit more. Nope, nope, nope. Okay, it's right where I need it to be. There we go. I'm gonna make sure it gets into the right folder. I'm trying to add this to OBS on the fly. There. Yeah, this is what I'm gonna be doing here. Let me turn off. Really? Okay. There we go. That's better. Now you can see this is just going to be the hair now. But I'm going to put them. Okay. And I'm just using this to help look at the shape. So I kind of want to start with like right here. I don't know if you can see the mouse that well. I kind of want to start with those. I'm going to turn the face back on so there's at least some contrast. I just don't want to have the whole body on. I'm going to start with these two right here. So that. And it goes to like about the bottom of the eye. Let me put the wig on the puppet temporarily. Okay. This way I can get kind of a rough measurement. Figure that's going to be the center. So go about 8.5. About 8.5 centimeters. Whoops. I just bumped everything. I'm not paying attention. Okay. I start bumping everything and you don't know exactly where you hit it. Sorry about that. Now you can see my phone. It's a little more this way. I don't know exactly how it was, so this will work. It's about 8.5 centimeters. I have metal shelving like right over there. And so I use that carabiner to hang my rulers from. About 8.5 centimeters. Where's my pencil? Might help if I put some lead down. Maybe about like that wide. A little wider. 2 swoops. Let's start with the 2 swoops. Okay, and it was about what, 8.5 centimeters. Let's make it an even 9. It's just rough. And I want to start with that swoop. And from there, I can build. not going to be exact. But I'm turning a puppet that wasn't meant for this into this. I'm getting a separate piece of foam for this. Actually, you know what? I might use a smaller piece here for some of this. I mean, honestly, why? That is like right at the edge of the middle. I just realized that's going to have to be on the underside. I'm going to do a reverse. I should be using the purple. This pen's got purple. And I got to figure out the antenna too. That's the next part. I am not tracing her on a paper pattern. Now. Okay, I'm going to need... So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a heat gun and wrap it around this piece of a spare microphone stand. And then it'll have the curve I want to it. So I'm gonna be right back. I have an idea on how I'm gonna set this up. And I know where the stuff I want, where I can use for setting it up is. It's just not in here. So I'll be back in a minute with the proper tools. See you on the flip side. Okay, I am back. So I clamped this to the table. Got out my heat gun. Only got 2 temperatures, but the heat gun. I'm gonna get that set up. And then once I get done with the heat gun, I am going to be turning on my AC unit. If I plug it in there, I'd feel better plugging it in over there. I'm going to put that there. I'm going to plug my heat gun in. Maybe. I'm only doing it this way because I don't want it to affect, to blow the power strip. Then I have my other stuff plugged in too, my crafting stuff. So, Crypto, can you go lay down, buddy? Okay, I'm just gonna turn it on. There'll be a lot of noise, so if I mute myself, it's because of the noise. So what I'm just doing is warming up the foam and wrapping it around something that's going to be relatively safe. Metal. And it's letting it cool off, and as you can see, the shape has changed, which is kind of what I wanted. And I can just lighten it a little bit, but I kind of want like that. Then I'm gonna, then a quick little fold there. I can just kind of glue it like that. I'm gonna trim out some of that black, I think, though, with scissors first. I'm gonna redo that. I kind of want to get rid of some of that black. I also had to let my dog out. Hit the little aliens room while I was out there. I'm just making it a little narrower. I want to get rid of some of that black. Okay. It's already got. You know what? I might not need the heat gun for this. I'm gonna take this clamp. Yeah, I'm not gonna use the heat gun for this. Put that over there. Okay, I'm gonna take that clamp off. That way I can lift it a little bit. What I'll do, kind of fold that. Let's kind of wrap it around a little bit. This might actually work better. And then after that, any heat to the room in the summer. Then I'm going to do the black. Or not the black, the pink. And then from there, I will go down like one side. Something like that will work great. Let me. Have this binder clip. Yeah, I think that'll work. There's you over there. I don't need that. And then put a little hot glue. Okay, bump my mic. Sorry about that. And then just kind of glue that to the front. Now it's giving a little shape in the front. Yeah, I think that will work. That was about 8.5. So let's go about 12 on the next one, which is the pink. I'll put that over there. It's kind of thin, so this one I'm going to kind of make into a little spiral, I think. I'll make about 12. Let's make it 13, a nice 13. And then once I have basically the middle done, I can go around and pick out some of the bigger shapes and go from there. Okay. Flip it around. I've used this pink once before. For my original mask. I'm gonna use purple. That way if it's a little dark, at least it's purple. Because I don't have any cardstock left. When I was a kid, I was obsessed with these pens. I was obsessed. I still am. I love these pens. I just love these simple 4-in-1 Bic pens. I don't know what it is. I'm like worried I'm gonna get it on the heat gun. The heat gun's not being used for this. I was prepared to use it for this. Feel better with purple. I'm gonna grab a different pen after this. I'm just gonna do this. And if I need to, I can always do some more wrapping and maybe heat gun later. Very carefully with the heat gun. Probably maybe just like a little tape or something to do that. Like that. See how I'm going? The day the earth stood still, but he told us where we stand. But going with there, little man. Well, something went wrong with Fay Ray and King Kong. They got caught in a celluloid jam. And on a deadly pace that came from outer space. And this is how the message read. Okay, next. I'm gonna go on the left side of the head. I got another small swoop. And then we got like, I'm gonna go how am I gonna more of a top knot that way. I think what I'm gonna do is anchor those down a little bit. Yeah. So I got I'm gonna put some I'm looking at the puppet right now. So I know where to put whoop. And the puppet Karu swoop here. So I'm gonna put like maybe one big one here and then two small ones maybe. Okay. Do I have anything I can put this on? I don't think I have anything I can. Let me go put this over at my side here. I have an idea. Now what I can do is I can anchor those down. Yeah, okay. Tell you what I'm gonna do in a second. Doing it that way has it sticking out quite a bit. But, ah, don't catch and don't tear anything apart. Arms of the chair. Okay. Sorry for any weird noise. I'm just trying to find a spot I can actually put Puppet Taru. Well, I line things up here. What I have, it'll work temporarily. What I have is the stand I was using for my phone. I was attempting to use an AR kit compliant model. But I decided against it because I didn't like the way it. There goes my glue stick. They fell off the table. I didn't like the way it was. You back there bumping into everything today. Okay. But maybe I hit that with something later on. But sorry, thinking to myself, get the tail down a little bit more. But I can use that to line up. You're not going to see me actually putting the things on the puppet, but it'll allow me to see roughly what we need. So I need. That's got to be roughly about the same length, I think. I'm just going to go this kind of big swoop this way. Mm. Maybe a little smaller right there. Okay, I'm gonna move that a little bit so I can sit at least a little closer to my table. And this is like right on the side, closest to the left ear. I'm gonna go grab a different pen. I have something that might. Okay. Like I said, I love these pens. I don't know if the yellow is gonna work. I'm gonna go with the orange. Okay. Let me see how visible yellow is gonna be on one of these. Yeah, I'm gonna go with the orange. A little dark, but you know what? Let me try the pink. Oh, let's go with the orange. I think the orange is gonna be better. That way, if it's visible, it's not that bad. A little quick fix there. Where's my seat here? Okay, with my blade. Just moving that over to the side so I can actually see what I'm doing here. I'm gonna hit that with a pair of scissors. I figure orange is not going to be too bad. It's not going to be like black. Black on yellow is far more jarring. But orange on yellow is not going to be nearly as jarring. I'm going to get my headphones back on. Okay. Okay. Now I'm going to do it, glue it, do it, glue it, do it, glue it, kind of thing. I need my drink. Mm. If you can tell what drink that was, I need the caffeine. I was getting when I was a kid, I was getting sick, but sick on Ritalin, making me throw up. So I was told to have some caffeine instead, and it seems to be working. Yeah, I'm gonna probably actually while I'm doing that, did I bury it? Yes, I did. I'm gonna anchor cryptos as watching things fall off my desk. I'm gonna anchor these things down a bit by just sticking by sticking pins into the bangs, so that way they'll float, be a little more down on the head. Okay, gluing this one on. This is one right by the ears, or by the ear. Okay, pin cushion. Need a pin in there. Yeah, the orange is a lot better. Okay, and then what? Like two more swoops? Okay. Yeah, two more swoops. I had an idea. You can see my mess a little bit, but had an idea. You can kind of see what I'm doing. Ugh. Let me get my camera bag. Let me get this out. My GoPro out and my phone. Unfortunately, I cannot put my GoPro onto the computer. Okay, I don't have the technology. I'm not going to record. Okay. This is what I'm doing. Really hard to tell, but as you can see, I'm kind of, I mean, right now you can see my mess a little bit. That's what I'm doing. Not gonna work. No, screw it. That way. You can see a reflection of my ceiling and ring light right now. That is kind of what I'm doing. Okay. I'm gonna move this. Okay, next. Kind of a. How big do I want to make this? Let me. Kind of want one right here. And these are kind of smaller. That was the one I just made. That way I can kind of get an idea of how far down I went. I think like right there should be good. Okay. That was that one. And that one's up there. And that one, make that out. Like that. And then I might take a couple of these longer ones and make like little curly curls on each side. Now these are going to be two separate pieces. But at least this way you can see what I'm doing. Sorry, my head's still kind of jumbled. Okay. I always start off like so neat and tidy on this desk, on this table. And by the time I get to, this point in the stream, oh wow, it's already 4:30. Okay, can I put this on here somewhere? Please tell me I can put this on. I can get at least the side. I mean, I might be able to get done with the hair tonight. We'll see. This isn't going to be like the ball jointed doll. This is not going to be like the ball jointed doll, where it's like, oh, I'll be finally done with the hair soon. Never mind. Come on, I think it's hard enough. I mean, yeah, I know it's a older blade, but I didn't want to change the blade for some craft foam. Hmm. Okay, clamp it or clip it. Hmm. Trying to do as much of this on camera as possible here. Admittedly, you're not going to see all of it. You knocked down my hot glue gun. Sleeping puppy, sleeping puppy, sleeping puppy. you can't see my mess. But, yeah. And that's putting pins in there, so okay, other side of the head. Okay, we got a couple of big ones. We got kind of one like S-shaped sideburn. Got a couple good sized loops in that same direction, and then one the opposite direction. Okay. So. Kind of, it's a pretty long one. And that's the one that goes right by the ear. Mm. 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 There we go. Okay. This is gonna have to be a new piece. Man, I got a mess to clean up tonight. Reason why I didn't start this last week was all this foam was hiding out in the closet, in my storage closet. So I really didn't have access to it. Because the dog bed is right in front of the closet. They don't get in there all that much. I figure the dog bed can be safe there. Come on. Come on. Okay. That set back up. I don't know how well you can see it. Come on. There we go. I'm just gonna pinning that into it so it helps get that crease a little more down. Puppy check. Okay. Then I kind of want to put a couple more that way. Okay, they start small and go big. So dominoes falling right in the street. If there's nine, there's no retreat. There's no surrender. Level is rising. Shadow from the past. And the flames of fire on the edge of fury. Out of time. Running out of time. The ticking of the countdown clocks tonight. Girl, we need some action. We're gonna make it like a true survivor. We need some action. We're gonna take our love away from you. I don't want to have to sketch out on the foam, which is why I'm making patterns. I'm doing one at a time for spacing. You know, this pretty puppet is not nearly as pretty as I am. Okay. Can I fit two more in there? Yeah. See, this is how far it's coming. How much more can I do? I can get two more in, I think. About here. Okay. Right? No, no, not that. So you can see what I'm doing. I feel bad when you can't. It's a hand cam after all. And these two have to be bigger. Okay. I mean, I could probably do it with the X-Acto, but I don't want to. I am almost done with the hair. I'm going to stay on until I'm done with the hair. At least. With my fall any place. Oh, yeah. If I need to, I can always make a new measurement. Okay. I might just take a hair dryer to this and curl it. And we got one more after this. Oh. You know what? That's fine. I will put that up there. I did the wrong way, so I decided to make it that piece that goes that direction. And I'll put that piece of scrap I was using. All. I don't see it. Oh, there it is. My chair had sunk too low to see it. I'm not going to be able to recreate it exactly, but I can at least get it roughly the same size. Okay. I just did a minor wrong. And I could probably copy the exact piece, but I want each strand or each yeah, each strand of hair basically to be somewhat different. Each of these pieces of hair. I had an idea. One thing I've wanted to do is to cosplay as my model. Or cosplay of my model. Yeah, for the con. For the con. And and while I have attempted it, I made a mask, I made an outfit. I've never been really happy. But I'm thinking, Puppet Karu right here could work. I'm thinking like the old Jim Henson appearances on Johnny Carson's Tonight Show, where he would be there. He'd be seated, and then he'd have like Rolf or Kermit, and you'd totally be seeing Jim Henson's lips moving. You'd see his lips moving, but you believed it was Kermit talking. And I'm thinking this. I'm thinking that might be kind of fun to do that with. Okay, and this one has to be a nice long one here. Oh crap! Where's my scrap this time? I am up high enough to see it. Where did I put my scrap? Doesn't look like it fell into the floor. Did it get buried? There it is. Right where I put it. Like exactly where I put it. Now I want to do it over here. I'm going to go down to about there. Two. I'll have to do the antenna. But I can do that next week once I figure out how I'm going to do the antenna. Sorry, Crypto. I think I startled him. Tornado hurricane. On the Tommy hurricane. Tornado hurricane. Mochito hurricane. Okay. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm also going to take some masking tape around, I think, around the hair, around the tail, to help, get it all kind of down. Or painter's tape or a hair tie or a rubber band or something. That should work. Okay. Sorry, I am almost done. The last bang, and then I want to get a couple. I got two flyaways I want to get on too. So what I'm going to do for the flyaways is a couple of these other thin pieces. And I want to get them on too. Started late, I'm going to end late. And I got a couple flyaways I want to get up on there. Oh, the clamp just came off the table. Startled the crap out of me and Crypto. Woohoo! Whoa, that was terrifying. Okay, where do they fly away? Yeah. I'm just going to attach 2 flyaways. I got. I see which 2 I'm going to put them over. And what I'm going to do is, I think I'm going to temporarily pin that in. Honestly, I might just attach it with hot glue. Just taking out the pins right now. Come on. Here we go. I'm just gonna put a couple pins. Pin it to the head for now with some yellow. Okay, I'm gonna move the camera and stuff. Well, that camera and stuff. See? It's. Uh, yeah. But now I got bangs. It's getting there. It's getting there. A couple more things I'm gonna do. A couple things off camera. Mainly get that tail taken care of completely. I'm gonna get that I'm gonna get that taken care of completely. Tail taken care of completely. And figure out how I'm gonna make antenna. So I think with what I got right now. I think right now it looks fine. So sorry, I was looking at the puppet. I'm going to call it for the night. I got quite the mess to clean up. So, I will be back on Sunday. So many days off now. I want to be back on Sunday with some Skyrim, and next week with the antenna and some finishing touches. And I'm going to attach the wig off camera. Until then, I hope you have a wonderful week or wonderful weekend, wonderful rest of the week, and wonderful weekend. And I will see you on Sunday. Until then, I hope you have a wonderful weekend, and I will see you on the flip side. Bye. There's my hand. Bye.